Hello. We're two young people coming from a little spot in the world called Syria. You might have heard of our country only in news, where it's linked with destruction. Or maybe you haven't heard of it at all.
Syria is located on the other side of the world. We spent 37 hours flying and faced many challenges and burdens to tell a story worth sharing. It is not a story that has a secret recipe to be successful, because our story is designed to lead to failure. Taking a flashback into 2010, our lives were normal, paced on a slow motion and followed a peaceful routine. We lived with our families, had our friends, went to school every day in the morning, and went to hang out in the afternoon, and had plenty of work and hope for the future. Back then, young people like us didn't wish for anything more. We somehow accepted and enjoyed our normal lives.
عندما بدأت ببناء مستقبلي انهار وطني. I quote, "Just when I started to build my future, my home collapsed." In 2011, the crisis hit. Everything seemed to be dark. Life turned into a small and empty box. We, like many others, were trapped there, hopelessly. Dreams of 2010 turned into nightmares of 2011. Bright ideas were turned off. Projects and plans turned into impossibilities. Our hopes and aspirations, simply with the blink of an eye, were restrained. At that time, everything we were living indicated one absolute result: failure. It is defined with 4 letters: pain. Not the pain you feel when you cut your hand, nor the pain you feel when you fall down the stairs. It is the pain you feel when you see your whole future falling. It is the pain of a young person with full potentials, yet zero opportunities. It is the pain of all Syrian youth being incapable of a normal life, accomplishments, and expectations. The same 2 people who locked themselves in their houses in 2011, crying at their lost futures, are now here, standing in front of you, representing not just themselves and the story they lived, but the story of a whole generation. Today, we list 4 of our hard-earned lessons for anyone who's wishing to defeat failure.
Lesson 1. Turn your pain into passion. In 2015, another strike hit us back. Its power was not less than the one from 2011. While the first one disturbed our peaceful lives and left us with broken hopes and dreams, the other aimed to rearrange that chaos. We decided to look at everything from a different angle. We pledged to turn every pain into passion, every option into possibility, create opportunities, and pave the way for more success stories from the Syrian community. 5 years of crisis created a closed community, led to education and economic instability, and pulled apart every youth desire to set and accomplish goals. We felt an immense need to interfere by fixing the roots of the problem, to build a country that possesses highly desirable qualities. We must raise young citizens accordingly. We launched SYEP, Syrian Youth Empowerment Program, that was indicated to unveil Syrian youth potentials and foster their social communication and leadership skills.
When we decided to lead the SYEP as the first youth-led program dedicated for youth, we sought mentorship and guidance from adults and experienced people. Too many couldn't see a future for us, perhaps because they didn't look at us more than inexperienced amateurs trying to explore a new and unnecessary endeavor in a war zone. Every time we knocked a door seeking support, we would hear the same statements and excuses leading to stand alone because you're too young to be stood with. And as a girl living in a world where it's only men who are supposed to lead, I had very few seats at the social entrepreneurship table, if not at all. You're a girl and too young. You have zero chances to succeed, was all that I heard.
As a man living in a society where women are only looked at as wives and with low abilities to compete in businesses, I chose my partner to be her. Yalla.
On the road to accomplish your goal, it took us a very long time. It took us a very long time to be convinced that just because you believe in something and care for it, everyone else should. However, once we approached that fact, we decided to not let their expectations be our destinations. Lesson number 2, turn your discouragements into your fuel. On the road to accomplish your goals, you will meet many people who will try to seize you, your aims, and your values. However, this must remain their issues and never become yours. Finally, we accepted to take the challenge of proving how too young and small people could have how too young and small people can impact a huge community.
But no matter how big the impact might be, it will be bigger if more people join. Alone, you can do so little. Together, we can do so much. I quote the words from Helen Keller and implement with real actions. We started with a team of only 4 passionate young people and grew to be a team of almost 30 online and offline volunteers with different expertise. All are willing to spend their time in making our community better, hence the world. Although the general rule is to compete in order to succeed and stand out, but in our community, collaboration is the key. The Syrian people had shown the ability and high tendency to work in different environments and unite for the prosperity of their communities. And we are very proud to say that we are here because of a story of friendship formed from Taiwan to Syria. And we are also proud that a story formed in Syria took TEDx spirit from Damascus to Homs city, despite all challenges. Homs city is located in the north of Damascus and had been dramatically affected during the crisis, with only few streets left and many youth fleeing abroad. During our preparations for TEDx Youth at Jaha's event, 2 girls messaged our page and told us that they are willing to help us with that event. Honestly, I didn't think that they are willing, serious enough to do this, but they did not only meet my expectations, they did not only attended the event, but they attended every meeting before that event, despite the long road and many challenges.
When we began our work, we weren't sure how this was going to develop. However, we were certain we had a goal to reach to. We were aiming to create a future generation of good leaders, a future generation of problem solvers, good leaders, and responsible youth. 5 years of continuous destruction had showed us how the young people are thirsty to inspiration and motivation. It also created a generation with limited horizons and very few skills to compete with in today's world. Lesson number 4, set your vision. Inspire, motivate, and build. We are aiming to inspire the young Syrians, take their voices globally, motivate them, and give them the tools to stand out as successful inhabitants of this globe despite their nationality. As we're standing here, we're saying goodbye to 2016, feeling very proud of being a small part of TEDx Youth at Jaha's, with 20 ambitious speakers and 10 events, TEDx Jaha's Women, 4 outstanding women, and over 150 inspired people. TEDx community in Syria, over 2,000 influenced people, change makers, 20 young people who are learning to code to bring about positive and peaceful change to their community through innovation and technology. We did not imagine nor plan for all this to happen 6 years ago. We never thought we would be standing here, and we never expected ordinary people to have such a huge impact on their community in the midst of suffering. However, our ultimate motivation was the pain we were living day in and day out. And as our challenges were rising up, they were only fueling our passion. Yet, we are a very small part of a bigger community of motivated people. And if Syria is the mother of all pains, then Syria is the mother of all innovations. Thank you.